Intelligence reports indicate that at least one Soviet Oscar-class submarine will be transiting the Baltic later this afternoon after a successful patrol in the North Atlantic. 3 German diesel-electric U-boats have been sent into the Baltic to intercept and destroy this submarine. It is very possible that the SSGN will have an escort. Although this is a very valuable target, the safety of the U-boats and their crew is the priority. Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome back to Sea Power, Naval Combat in the Missile Age. In this video, we will be controlling multiple German U-boats, and we are tasked with finding and destroying a Soviet Oscar-class submarine. Before we get started, I do want to say this is an early look at Sea Power, and much of what you are going to see in this video is subject to change before the game releases into early access in November. We have 3 German U-boats under our command operating in the Baltic here. We have one Type 206 U-boat, U-26, and then 2 Type 205 U-boats forming a nice wolf pack. We have lots of sound contacts already out here. I'm going to order U-10 over here. She's moving at 2 knots and at 88 feet. I'm going to order her up to periscope depth now. And we are going to pop up our periscope and take a look. If we look at these noise contacts we have here, it looks like this contact, track 7001, is most likely a merchant ship. It could be 9 other things, but I'm probably going to go with freighter. U-10 will be able to identify that. U-9 over on the right flank is going to drop down below the layer. The thermal layer today is at 407 feet. Let's go down. And then U-26 will maintain her current station, continue moving at 2 knots for the time being. Now the Oscar is a rather quiet submarine. It is going to be hard to pick her up. Once we do pick her up, we do have these torpedoes that we can use to engage, DM2 and DM1 torpedoes, both of which are wire-guided torpedoes, which will be quite effective. So we can dogleg them, which I am going to try to do. If we can maneuver into the enemy sub's baffles, that is going to be ideal. U-10 is almost at PD, still coming up. She's at 13 feet there. Let's go to the MCON menu, and because these are diesel-electric submarines, we do have a snorkel, which we can raise. Actually, if we hover over the speed indicator here, we can see we have 100% battery left. So battery power is something we are going to have to manage when utilizing diesel-electric submarines, which is quite cool. I'm not going to raise that snorkel mast just yet, although I may do it at the end of the video just to see it. I have a feeling that running our diesel engines may be a tad loud and might give away our position. Regardless, let's raise the periscope and the ESM mast. Okay, all of which are coming up. Yep, and what I thought, a whole bunch of merchant traffic out and about here. Let's take a look at one of these freighters. American freighters carrying a whole bunch of just regular cargo. Okay, good to know. Let's lower these masts, lower the periscope, and lower the ESM masts. There we go, those masts are now dropping. We have more contacts way up here to the north. What's their speed? They're moving at 7 knots, moving away. All seem to be on the surface, some trawlers or something. Not too concerned with that. Let's have U-9 change her course, down below the layer now. Let's have her go deep. What's her order depth now? 440 feet, that's fine. We are just going to keep on moving at a speed of 2 knots until we pick something up. Because these are really small coastal submarines, we do not have a towed array or anything like that, so we are just going to have to rely on our hull-mounted sonar. Now, just in case we were curious about our hull-mounted sonar, we are going to look at the BQR-21. It has a passive range of 13 kilometers. That's good to know. We're going to be right on top of them whenever we actually pick them up. Let's take a look at our active sonar. It should be the BQS here. Yep, active range 8 kilometers. Okay, well, we know what our bubble is. I ordered U-26 down below the layer. I have a feeling that the Soviet subs will be operating down here, although can't be 100% sure about that. I'm going to order U-26. Let's increase speed to 2/3. And we should be able to do this. That'll bring us up to 4 knots. We can see our battery levels now at 98%. We have more than enough to get the job done, I think. But the good thing about these diesel-electric submarines is they are awfully quiet. No cooling pumps or anything like that for the reactor, which certainly helps cut down noise. Our Oscar friend will have those sorts of pumps. And hopefully we'll be able to pick them up before they pick us up. We got a new contact. 7010. Okay, we have a freighter approaching from the rear, I think. Info. Yep, some sort of trawler or something. Okay, good to know. U-10 made a course change and cleared her baffles, so that's why we're picking that up now. Also, a little fun fact, U-10 and U-9 are actually museum ships, so you can go visit these if you happen to be in Germany. Pretty nifty. Still have not picked anything up. Let's cut our engines on U-26. Let's see. Reduce that flow noise. We'll listen for a little bit. Doesn't look like we're getting anything. Okay, start moving at 2 knots once again. U-9, increase your speed to 4 knots. And I'm pretty sure... Yeah, these are all merchant ships. I'm just going to identify all of these as neutral, just to remove some of this clutter here. Avoid any confusion. We got something. Submerged submarine, incredibly close to U-9. We just picked her up. She is moving north, directly towards U-9. I'm going to order U-9 to change course. And hopefully we can just stay still and maneuver into her baffles, where we will then fire a DM-1 torpedo. I was looking, you can check the unit reference here, and see the DM-1 torpedo is an anti-submarine torpedo. That's its primary engagement mode, wire-guided, top speed 33 knots. And its active sonar homing. The DM-2 primary engagement mode is anti-surface, so we are going to rely on the DM-1 torpedo here. I would like to dogleg them because it is a wire-guided torpedo. We will see if I am able to do that. Of course, if things go awry, I'm just going to salvo fire all 4 torpedoes towards this contact and hopefully blow it out of the water. U-26 over here. Let's see, what's the range? You are out of range with your DM-1 torpedoes. In that case, drop very deep, increase speed to standard, really step on it. I'm going to order U-10 to do the exact same thing. She's dropping down now as well. Let's go very deep, all ahead full. You're pretty far away, so we should be able to do that. Ordered speed at full is 12 knots. We are going to use some battery here, that's for sure. Looking at this contact, it appears to be a Victor-class submarine. That is not necessarily what we were looking for. We are looking for an Oscar. That being said, we are going to blow this sub out of the water regardless. 0.7 nautical miles out. She is still moving at 5 knots, and she is turning right. And see, her course is slowly changing. It was at 017, now it's at 019 degrees. Slowly wiggling around there. Okay, U9. Let's see. We're outside of minimum firing range. I'll stop.
Maneuvering high.
We are just going to lay low, be incredibly quiet. U-26 is going to continue to attempt to race into position, although I do have a feeling this Victor and U-9 are going to exchange torpedoes before U-26 is close enough to assist. I could not have asked for a worse position to be in. It looks like this Victor is moving to investigate us, honestly. Although she's still slowly turning. The problem is, do we fire now? She will definitely hear if we launch. We could move up above the layer and try to launch. That's what I'm going to do. U9, come up above the layer. We'll see if we can mass this launch at all. but we are not going to move. We'll just use ballast to change depth. It will be quite slow. It'd be nice to actually identify whether it's a Victor 1 or 2, although it does not make much difference for our purposes. U-10 has lost contact on all these other merchant ships because she is moving. Let's go flank speed.
Ahead flank, maneuvering aye.
17 knots. Nice. All right, really hauling. Okay. Still turning. Are we within minimum range? Just barely. We are going to dogleg it though, so it'll be fine. I'm going to hold fire. I am going to hold fire because we fire a torpedo. We open these torpedo tube doors now. They are going to hear it.
Passive contact.
New contact.
Track 7011.
7011. Okay, we reestablished contact on a merchant.
7010.
And look at this. We have lost contact now that we are up above the layer. Okay, now's our chance. Let's come right. Do not increase speed too quickly.
Maneuvering aye.
We are going to fire our torpedo off to the northwest and then dogleg it back down to the south. That way, if this Victor-class submarine decides to counterfire, they'll hopefully shoot their torpedoes off in a direction where U9 is not. And this is why thermal layers are so great. They work both ways, and hopefully will mask our torpedo launch. I'm going to salvo fire 2 torpedoes with a brand new little feature that was added in a recent build. We can right click down here and shoot multiple torpedoes. Let's do that now. DM1 torpedo. Salvo 2 torpedoes. Fire them off to the northwest. Look at those torpedo tube doors open up.
Weapon away.
1 torpedo away. 2 away. 2 away. And they picked that up immediately. Okay. All right. I was hoping it'd mask us, but here we go. All right. Home in on those targets. U9. I don't think we've been fired upon yet.
Hit track.
Okay, we immediately hit the track.
0.
They definitely knew we were here. This DM1 torpedo isn't hearing anything. Drop down below the layer, Another DM1 torpedo. Fire it. All right, U9, here we go.
Weapon away.
There we go, torpedo away. They have not counterfired. This DM1 torpedo is operating near the surface. I think the noisemakers are tripping it up. U9, move down below the layer, all ahead 2/3.
Maneuvering aye.
Let's turn south.
Over 1. No lie. Contact faded. Track 70.
Okay, we lost contact. Here we go. This torpedo.
Contact faded. Track 70.
Yeah, I'm not tracking. That's fine.
Contact faded. Track
All right, I'm gonna order this DM1 to come back around and track that contact.
0.
We need a good fix. Active on. Couple of pings. Try to. There we go. Got it. Secure it. Got an active return on this contact. That's our Victor. Come on, torpedoes. Okay, it's going down. It is sinking. That's what I'm talking about. All right, U9. Wow. Oh my gosh. Look how close she is to us. That is actually awesome. But that being said, we are in a very scary spot. Go very deep.
700. Dive high.
Let's start moving. Turn around.
Course 171. No lie.
That other torpedo is racing in towards the Victor. There we go. It just detonated. Okay, U9. It looks like this torpedo is confused. I was worried about any of the torpedoes homing in on U9 here. She is down to 1 anti-submarine torpedo. Got a few noisemakers here. Now we need to find the Oscar, wherever she is. Looks like this torpedo is just swimming around up here. With the Victor destroyed, now the hunt for the Oscar begins. Well, unfortunately for us, we were not able to actually find the Oscar. It must have slipped by while I was preoccupied with that Victor-class submarine. Regardless, I thought this was still quite a fun little video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like and comment, as it really does help out the channel. But until next time, this is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I will see you all on the next one.